Video game flash fiction. It's another stream, it's another game, it's another chance to create flash fiction. Inspired by today, the Atari 2600. I'm going to randomly select one of these games, give myself 90 minutes starting now to create an original flash fiction story void of intellectual property to be read at the very end of this stream and maybe someday end up in a book like this. To be able to commence playing this game and creating the story, I have 2 dice. I've got some cartridges over here. I got 6 columns. I have a 6-sided dice from 1 to 6. Let's roll this dice. It's a 3. Third column here from bottom to top. Let's pick out the row. I have a 10-sided dice. I got 10 rows from bottom to top. 9. Well, let's see what this one is. Well, there is no top sticker, but this, let me see if I can get the name right. Tron, Deadly Discs. All right. Let's see how this plays. Assuming it does. Oh, boy. Oh, they don't all work all the time right away. These have been tested. They have not really been played. Maybe just a little dusty. Cleaning with the Atari 2600. Need to make sure this inspiration can hit the connectors. Probably need to clean this Atari itself. We'll see how this goes. There we are. I have no idea. See if I can get rid of some of these lines by refocusing the camera a bit. Maybe. Whoa, it's awful blue. Let's go ahead and move this thing over. Let me get a bigger view. Let's play this game called Tron, Deadly Discs. Now, I know Tron was a very inspirational movie for myself when I was younger. Way to go, Disney, for thinking of the future. But let's see how it plays out in a video game. And let's try to create a story from this video game that has nothing to do with whatever Tron creation exists right now. And we're going to hit the reset. And we're going to go. Oh boy. All right, so I'm the blue person. And there's some yellow people. Oh, this is kind of fun. I'm getting hit, but I'm not dying. Oh, I'm turning red. Come on, down, down, down. Ooh, it's like a boomerang. Oh, this is kind of fun. Oh, shoot. Come on now. I died. That's it. Wow. This is the game. All right, so I'm a blue dude. I'm running in a room with red doors, maybe? And my object is to throw a thing. Like a boomerang. Oh, I want to be really super cool. And like throw it past someone, then go down a little bit low. Ooh, what's that? What am I supposed to do with these? Like, can I exit? Oh, I don't know what's going on. I'm doing something. I got to hit these things here and turn them yellow, red. I don't know. And then more people come out of them. Like, that doesn't seem fair. I'm just one person with one boomerang in a room, turning doors from red to yellow as more yellow door holders come out. I'm kind of lost. I want to hit that red thing right there. Oh, yeah. I don't know what that does for me, but it feels good. And now I'm just kind of running around. I'm super fast because I can dodge there. Dang it, man. Okay. Yeah, I've got like 60 points. Let's try this one more time. I'm in a room. Fantastic. This is the game. I'm trying to understand it. How would I tell a story with this game? I don't know. There we go. I want to destroy that door. I want to get rid of you and the door, because I think the door is a bad thing for me. I feel like it allows the yellow people to come out unless I turn the door yellow. No, that's not true. Holy cow, this game's freaking hard. What the frack am I supposed to do? All right, let's just kill. How's that? Where's my shooter? There we go. They just endlessly come through these doors. Is that fair? Like, then you can just appear it, like, make another door. Like, I suppose it makes the mechanics really easy. You just got to design a room, rather. So this is like an endless wave of people throwing things at you that are wearing different bodysuits. You're wearing a blue bodysuit in a blue room, and these doors sort of appear. And you can turn them yellow by hitting them with your deadly disc. So we can at least put disc in this. We know this is a disc simply because of the name of the game. Come on! Now I'm running around. Okay, shoot this dude. Okay, cool. Now let's go ahead and take care of this right there. Bam. Let's take care of this one. Let's make it yellow. Let's kill that dude. And it's just like they disappear, but you can take multiple hits. Like, maybe your blue armor is better. God, this is so... Is this like a work thing? Can all these... There we go. Come on. Now what? Did I win? No, come on. Do I at least get advanced and level? Oh, no, these are like rhinos or something. Like, these look different. Like, higher level digital creatures. Am I in a simulation, maybe? Can I act like it's Tron? Because that's what I would think this is. I don't know, man. Oh, no. Now we get the advanced ones. The ones that are like me. They're blue. And I'm blue, but they're a different shade of blue. Man, I'm getting better at this. There we go. There we go. Come on. Like, I don't get... What was the purpose of turning these doors colors? Now, can I turn them all colors now? But they don't seem to. These blue people aren't that cool. Okay, I'm getting dominated now. I'm winning. And I got hour and 22 minutes left. And they just suddenly make more doors. And they're faster now, too. I want you to be a yellow door, you to be a yellow door. I'm almost... Oh, wait, I can go through these things. Oh, my gosh. That's kind of cool, isn't it? I don't know. That's a neat mechanic. Oh, boy. Tron Deadly Discs. That's this game today by the maker, what is it, M Network or something like that. Man, I have no idea. Let's put the video aside and just watch these few remaining enemies run around gloating in my destruction. Because that's what I'm in a room, in a blue room. Tron, Deadly... So we already know what's going to kill you. Deadly discs. Text. Boom. A story. A story inspired by this? I don't know. I'm always in a blue room. There's these doors that can open randomly on the wall, so it seems like the wall is a wall. Yeah, I don't know. There's always these routes. Is this like maybe this could be a fun game. Maybe no one's really dying, but it's called Deadly Discs. Like, it kind of sets itself up to be about death. You call a game called Deadly Discs instead of Friendly Discs or Sporting Discs. Maybe this is like next level frisbee golf or whatever, ultimate. Those frisbee disc type games gone awry. Next level. Maybe that's what I'll have to do. Maybe it could be more like a deadly sporting event because it's called Deadly Discs. So there's maybe has to be life in the balance. Um, then they got the yellow doors, and I'm trying to understand the yellow doors for a story. Obviously, if we throw this into a sport, the story then becomes about winning. If we put this into work, completing the job. If we make this into a dystopia, it's about living. Maybe it can be like just a contemporary everyday thing. But I'm trying to it doesn't make sense. I mean, without the whole story about the movie around what Tron was actually doing, I don't want to copy that. It makes sense, sort of. I suppose you could have a wall in a digital world that automatically just opens up and could turn yellow and red, and then you can teleport from one side to the other. In this case, you can teleport from one side to the other, so that'd be an interesting game mechanic to try to write into the story, but I'm a little bit lost. A lot lost. And they're just kind of running around now. That's the screen. Deadly Discs. And then they had the different sort of type of creatures. They had yellow-based running man-looking things. Then they had things that kind of look like beasts or rhino or something like that. I'm not quite certain. And then they had the more advanced bodysuited people with the blue and now the gray running about trying to throw their discs at you, but you can get hit multiple times. Just another day on the job, maybe. No, I don't think it's job's kind of hard on this one, unless you're like part of an invading force into a room that you never leave. It doesn't make sense. Sport makes sense. It could be a friendly sport. Maybe it's just called Deadly Discs, so it seems like it's more hardcore. Not one of those wussy sports where you can live at the end or you can't die as easy. This is deadly. I don't know. I'm lost. And maybe I'm just bored with the idea of writing about work, or writing about a sport game. The Deadly Discs. Tron is the Deadly Disc. So how am I even going to use Tron into the story without referring to the actual movie, the character Tron? I believe that the character was Tron. That's a cool name. I like the name. Maybe that's the name of the person playing Tron Deadly Discs. Deadly Disc is the name of the game. And Tron is the sponsor. Brought to you by Tron. Let's go. Let's roll a dice. Maybe it could just be weird. Let's try that. Let's try 1, 2, work, 3, 4. 1, 2, work. Well, I only got a 6-sided dice. I just want to decide this. Work, sports, weird war. And then if I roll a 5 or a 6, 4 or 5, work, sports, weird war. Work, sports, weird. Weird? We're going to go weird. I don't know what that means. Meaning it's not going to have any sort of ultimate theme of war. Sports, work. Can be contemporary. Maybe gosh, dang it. Because, it's like a training thing. If I could say this is computer simulation, they're all getting trained and you're the computer simulation, then you got Tron. You got the movie. And I can't do that. I don't want to use the intellectual property that I know to make this story because that'd be boring. Maybe it could be like a sports training utility data science thing. God, that's boring. Boy, let's talk about data science. That's exciting. Make an entire story about collecting data and using it with your Deadly Disc, which then would get back into the whole Tron, and I don't want to go there. Too close to the actual intellectual property to make the story. If we went weird like I rolled, what would weird be? Sport I can do. Is this like the afterlife? Maybe it's the afterlife. Maybe this is after you die. And deadly discs. Tron deadly discs. Maybe after you die, you have to play a game of frisbee. Maybe I gotta go sport. I want to go weird. It'd be a weird sport, but it's like I can make a sport of this. Because then I could have things like ultimate or frisbee golf, or just plain frisbee, sort of play into this idea of the deadly discs. And like the next level, they want to get some sponsorship in prime time, so they create a game. And maybe Tron. What's Tron? Tron Deadly Discs. So I got to figure out what the name Tron is in relation to this entire universe that needs to be created, because that's what happens here. We create universes with stories. Yeah, man, I've got so many of these where it's just a sporting event, and they get maybe I got to think of the materials. Trying out the new Deadly Disc. Team Tron. I like that. At least kind of get that idea. So if I want Team Tron's training quarters. Ooh, and I get alliteration a little bit. Training box. Located. This is lame. Let's start with the main person. Gender: 1, 2 male, 3, 4 female, 5, 6 other. 1, it's a male. Did I say I can't male? Just make it a male. I'll make it a female. Well, female specific name that I haven't used. Tina. I don't know if I've had a Tina. Tina Tron's training box. Ooh boy, yes, that's just great. Tina tracks the entrance of the I don't know what to call them. The other team, the scrimmage team, the practice team. Tina tracks the entrance of the practice team. Entering, because we're going to enter, right? We're entering Tron's training box located in the center of their training headquarters. I don't know. This feels stupid. Tina tracks the entrance of the team entering Tron's training box. Gosh. What am I doing? Maybe I should be about the deadly disc. Maybe I should focus on the construction of the disc and not necessarily a protagonist. The point of this story is telling the history of the deadly disc. Let's try to go that route. I still got time to switch and pivot. I got an hour and 11 minutes left. Let's go ahead and tell a story about the deadly disc. Tron created Tron deadly disc. I like that. Tron thought of the deadly disc while playing, what are they playing? They're playing frisbee golf? No, they're playing ultimate frisbee. Okay, Tron thought of deadly discs while playing ultimate frisbee. And becoming enraged with the shoulder slam from the other team, inspiring Tron to throw. I mean, Frisbee's a brand name, right? Like Air Disc. I think Frisbee's a brand name, but I'm going to call it a Frisbee. Everyone knows what a frisbee is, right? Frisbee golf. Frisbees. What a name. Like frisbee. I'm going to have my frisbee. Like, what the hell are they thinking? I have a disc. I can float in the air. It's called a frisbee. Ultimate frisbee. And enrages. Thought of daily disc while playing ultimate frisbee and enraged after a shoulder slam from the other team, inspiring Tron to throw their frisbee at the player's head. That thing's deadly, dude. It's like a new game. But we're going to... I don't know. I don't know. Tron thought of the deadly discs while playing the deadly disc, not two. You can't think of multiple. You just think of the one. Then you can create multiple. While playing ultimate frisbee and enraged after a shoulder slam from the other team, inspiring Tron to throw their frisbee at the head of their captain. The captain ducked. But he's come back, right? So there's got to be the inspiration for the returning deadly disc. You can throw it just right and somehow it's going to flip back at you. So Tron threw their frisbee. Are we going past tense? Threw their frisbee at the head of their captain of the other teams. Let's just write this out. I could probably think of fewer words, but I need to think of some words to move along with this story. The other captain's head of the other captain. Caption. Captain. I don't know how to spell captain right now. I think that's captain and not caption. The team's captain. The team captain ducked and shouted, "That's a deadly disc throw." I mean, you kind of call out what your intention of having these discs do and be, so they call it Tron Deadly Discs. I guess you have the understanding that they're deadly. Tron Friendly Discs. Makes everyone love you when you hit them. Or you're just playing a game of Frisbee. And they just change colors because they caught it. That's kind of more fun. That's a deadly disc. After shouts and threats between both teams, and an assault charge. Tron found solace after a charge and the arrested after an assault charge and the arrest of Tron. Tron sat in the jail cell solitude and imagined a disc that could be thrown. Imagine a disc able to kill and return like a boomerang. Boomerang? Range, boomerang. Ang. I'm going to say that's how I spell boomerang today, because this is just like a boomerang. Um, After shouts and threats between both teams ended with police and an assault charge and the arrest of Tron, Tron sat in a jail cell in solitude and imagined a disc able to kill and return like a boomerang. The boomerang. Oh, the use of the boomer in this day and age, and now I got the word boomerang. I'll think of a joke on that somehow, but just not right now. What is Tron over dinner? Over dinner. After getting bailed out, Tron's wife spent their savings on both a lawyer, on bail money. You know, you got what? You lose 10% on that. What, you bonded for the certain whatever amount, and I think you lose the bond money. Yeah, it's a whole rip off. Saving both bail money, savings on bail money, and restitution for the assault, for the stitches. Stitches on for the opposing captain's head. Their baby, sitting in a high chair, sitting messy in a high chair. We can't afford your recreation, much less the money to create your deadly discs. All right, so we have at least a setup. We now have this person, through roles, it became a gendered male, and so that person's Tron. I'm going to say they're heterosexual, I guess. I gave them a wife. They have a kid. They could have a husband and still have a kid. In this case, that kid is going to be sort of that focal, that tension about being able to spend money on the deadly disc invention they're going to try to create. Maybe this is like free business, small business, something like that. And then maybe, and that'd be different. That's one thing I've never sort of, maybe I have. I've written a lot of stories, a lot of flash fiction stories, hundreds of them. And thinking of that, I can't remember one that I have as the protagonist as a creation. I'm sure it exists, though. So Tron's wife spent their savings on bail money and restitution for the stitches for the opposing captain's head. Tron's wife pointed at the baby sitting messy on the high chair, saying, "We can't afford you recreating." I mean, I got a horrible character voice. I got to work on that. I don't know really how to practice, but other than doing it and sounding horrible. Tron's wife pointed at their baby sitting messy in a high chair, saying, the baby's saying this. That's what it seems like. Let's say the wife points at their baby in a high chair and says, "We can't afford your recreation, much less the money to create your deadly discs." Let's have a time jump, man. Instead of like some linear next day, next week, let's have it like just the wait, just like that inventive spirit of someone wanting to create this deadly disc, because they're out there. I would consider one of those people that wants to invent and realizes they just don't have the money to do so. So it's the long vision and then trying to make sure that what you invent is still relevant by the time you have enough money to create it, or at least share it with other people. Fortunately, I'm able to share it with this. But you couldn't. If you're creating this deadly disc here, which they are, That's what Tron wants to get. So maybe like a paragraph of a montage of events which happen during while the baby grows up, and finally on graduation, they'll have enough money. Maybe they'll get divorced. Who knows? I should roll that up. Maybe they spend too much time doing the deadly discs, and what it really means is, I got to use the video game though. How do they get to the round room, the blue room? Let's montage this. Tron's mind continued to create. Is this guy a mechanical engineer? Do they have some degree, some physics, higher level physics degree? Or they're just really good at tinkering. Maybe they're really good at tinkering. Minds continued to create, to draw, to create the schematic, the schema, and features of the deadly discs. Well, baby, what's gender? 1, 2 male, 3, 4 female, 2 male. Baby, Zed. I've literally probably called someone Zed recently. Paul. I want to pee, but not Paul. Patrick. That's how I'm going to spell baby Patrick. Swung, napped. Or fed. Tron sketched on napkins the discs during date night. And they'll say they're married with his wife. They're married in American tradition of labeling someone this title when you commit to them for a long period of time. I now possess them with this name. They're my wife. Tron's mind continued to create the schema and capture and features of the deadly disc while baby. Tron researched cost and materials while Patrick played recreation soccer. He sketched on napkins. I'm going to do past tense, all this. He sketched on napkins the material cost and time and material cost and production, material and production cost. Researched and discussed during late night chats between late night chats after working all day at this person is a dreamer. I'm not going to say, let's put them, maybe they work for the government at the department all day as a contractor for the Department of Defense. And maybe the deadly disc, I don't know. I mean, that would be the inspiration, right? You'd have to be like a contractor of some sort. So at least I put in that sort of personality type here, so I can just say Department of Defense, and then you automatically kind of assume if they're a contractor for the Department of Defense, these types of thoughts of creating a thing that would kill another human or being for that matter is easier for them to understand because they're surrounded by the idea of creating something to kill somebody all day long and get paid for it. So hats off to them. Got a job creating machines to kill people. I'm not myopic enough to believe that's not a requirement in this day and age, but it's still cynical to me in my mind. I think I used the word myopic correctly. I always have to kind of look that up at times. Myopic, naive outlook on life. All day as a contractor at the Department of Defense, during date night, with his wife, with his trad wife, with his wife, Tron sketched calculated related cost versus materials, cost, labor, materials, labor, and time to market. The deadly disc. Tron deadly disc, not like Tron's deadly disc. They're not possessing this in the title at least, but they're going to be possessing this deadly disc because they're going to be creating the deadly disc right now. I think, at least. Let's try it and see what happens. So Tron's mind continued to create the schema of the features of the deadly discs while baby Patrick napped or fed. Tron sketched costs of materials while baby played rec soccer. Age 7, we'll say, and then we can just show the production of time. He sketched on napkin materials and production cost, researched and discussed during late night chats after working all day as a contractor at the Defense Department. I'm gonna hit this. I'm gonna hit myself over the head while early teen Patrick. What's early teen Patrick doing? Is feeling angsty. Early teen Patrick, something. 52 minutes left. And I got to tell the story about the creation of the deadly disc. Defense Department, well, teen Patrick, and maybe it just ends successfully. They kill somebody with this and it returns. And they get a lot of money. Defense Department of Defense, while early teen Patrick rejected sports and claimed himself a poet. During date night with his wife, Tron calculated materials, labor, time, and marked the deadly and time to market the deadly discs. Probably want to get to like a larger contracting. Like, I don't even know the ones. Like, I mean, they're all. I feel there are many companies that are in the commercial world, products that I use every single day that likely have some contract with the Defense Department to help create a killing machine. Which again, get it. Not myopic, naive, whatever you want to use, the word you want to use. I get why they are created. But the cynical part of me realizes the only people getting rich off this and living are the contractors. And during the date night with his wife, Tron calculated everyone else pays. Ooh, I don't want to go that screen. Uh-oh. Did I play too long? Do I have to reset the thing? Uh-oh. Tragedy. I don't want to go blank screen. I want to see... Oh. Uh-oh. Is the Matrix coming after me? Did I leave this Atari on too long without a... There we go. All right, maybe it's just Omen. I got a Omen, I don't know, a sign, a thing that says you should play this game right now. All right, so this is going to be, we have the montage of growing up and showing the creation of this deadly disc. So then maybe we need a paragraph about the actual starting of the production. And do I want his son to go away to war and die because he has to fight because of the deadly disc outrage? And maybe this deadly disc is sort of the answer to a gun. He feels it's more sporting. Like you could have disc hunting, right? I mean, yeah. Oh, maybe I can do this, I bet. Let's see. Oh, come on. I just want to check it out. Now I can. Oh, they got to be like parallel. I don't know how I'm going to throw that in. That's just going to be part of the damn room. Because then I can go like this. Oh, yeah. Watch me. Now I understand the mechanic. Oh, well, and now I understand how to die. I suppose we all have an understanding of how to die, but I just refuse to do it unless the body says otherwise. Or someone else's body, for that matter. Tron's calculated materials, labor, and time went to the market in the deadly discs. During Patrick's graduation from high school, Tron talked on the phone with Morton. I'm just thinking of Morton Thiokol right now. I don't know why. I feel like I knew people that actually worked at Morton Thiokol, and they had a testing facility where I grew up, around where I grew up, not like next door, but miles away, where they tested their rockets for space. Sometimes, from my understanding at least. I always like that name, Morton Thiokol. Morton Boeing. Yes. Talked on the phone with the supplier, arms supplier. I mean, they don't call themselves arms supplier. They're going to be, joint companies. God, what's a good word? Manufacturer, weapons manufacturer. Sure. Morton Boeing. What do they do? They weapons manufacturer, Morton Boeing. And then the last one would be, I think it's going to end with the sun. I don't know. I got 46 minutes left. I'm not feeling terribly confident about this, but it's a little bit different way to tell the story instead of trying to... It's inspired, and I got sights and sounds. The dimensional doors, I mean, that could just be like, I don't know, you can run around and enter. That's where you got the training facility. From the dome above, I gotta write this story real quick. From the dome above, Tron watched as a blue-suited soldier stepped into the purple room, the purple rectangle room below. I don't think Tina is going to track the entrance of the practice team. It's not going to be that way. Sports inspired, but wasn't necessarily what the cause of the invention is for, so let's not go there. Not today, at least. That seems to me very boring. I'm trying to get excited about this. I really am. I'm feeling excited about it, but I just don't know. From the dome above, Tron watches as a blue-suited soldier steps into a purple rectangle room, followed by, 3 Let's go ahead and start this. I don't want it to freeze on me again. I got three people. The nano doorways. Maybe they're nano doorways. Now we can show some advancement, right? In technology. All right, so now those are portals. Oh man, I'm just getting good. A little practice. Now these are the things that look like camels, or dogs maybe. They can also throw discs as well. Now I don't have any explanation why my discs are better than their discs. I wish I could. What the frack, dude? Do they hit them and then the door goes away? Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to sneak on these people. Oh, come on. There's no way out there. I don't like how you turn red. That was like the enemies in Tron, were the red people. The actual movie Tron. The original Tron. I can't remember much about what the hell the second Tron was about, other than Flynn comes back alive somehow. Trapped in the Tron world and released because there's a quarter vending machine and some secret entrance to a thing that makes anyway. It existed. Soundtrack was awesome. If only every soundtrack could be produced by, well, they can't anymore because Daft Punk is no longer. So during Patrick's graduation from high school, Tron talked on the phone and the weapons manufacturer Morton Boeing. Tron's wife finalized the divorce. After he signed the development contract with Morton Boeing to develop the deadly disc. The deadly discs. The deadly disc. Nah, it's just a deadly disc, because there can be deadly discs below. Tron deadly discs. Tron's son disowned after graduating high school. And everything's going to be after graduating high and before Tron's deadly disc demonstration. Okay, this is where I want to go at Morton Boeing's headquarters. Lab. What do I want to call it? Killing lab? I don't know. War lab in the Arizona desert. If I knew Arizona deserts better, I'd probably throw out the specific name. I don't know Arizona deserts that well, but, specific enough. You understand what Arizona is. If you know what Arizona is, you know that it's desert, and you know the type of desert. If you don't, then you can always Google that thing, or have the AI that reads this to you tell you what the Arizona desert is, and inject that thought into your mind. That is not for me to do today. I think this is good enough. I can move on with the location. So it sort of like tells thought to development, actually getting this thing put into process of creation, the deadly disc. Got trials and tribulations. It kind of shows, I hope to tell the story about how one can get obsessed with their own thoughts of creating a thing, and that thing is being destructive to the relationships around. Because the only relationship Tron is having right now is with the deadly disc. I guess it's sort of the metaphor of all human beings disconnecting from other human beings and wondering why no one wants to be with them. Tron watches as a blue-suited soldier steps into the purple rectangle room below. Okay, follow, below. I don't know what the hell that is. Let's just get there first. Before demonstrating the road to the Morton Boeing War Lab. Let's write that out again. Trying to make sure this is 800, 600 words, flash fiction. That's how it goes, at least with most publications, and if you're trying to get published. I am not, I am trying to get published, but I can do it myself. Selling these things can be fun. The next 2 books will have different colored covers. They'll be more specific, like sports and work. I hope to have the one out in 2 months. Maybe by the time this is actually streamed live, I'll be able to link it either through this channel or if you're watching this during the future on YouTube, assuming this gets published and is not a horrible stream, because this is getting lacking in my mind at this point. So the road to the Morton Boeing War Lab rattled and bumped the carload of executives in the War Division and a U.S. Senator of Arizona sponsored the bill that contained the funding to develop the deadly discs. Tron, the executives, and the senator. Ah, boy, just right. Push it. I'm going to readjust. Stretch a little bit. The strain of writing. Tron, the executives, and the senator winced. Once the security chip clipped to their skin. Their eyes they complained by saying, "No way in hell." They put on hoods. Hoods and headphones while they were guided through halls and upstairs into a dark room with a blue glow illuminating from a glass dome in the center of the room, a large glass dome. Come on, right. Center of the room. There we go. Okay, so we set it up. Man, it's exhausting. No, you don't want to know it's exhausting digging ditches. I've done that before. Lumping semis. That's very exhausting, especially if you don't know properly how to use a forklift or a pallet jack, so you become the one that actually has to rebalance loads as they get from one semi to the other. And then you make horrible pay because you get paid by the semi load, and if you don't unload enough semi-trailers or load enough semi-trailers, then you're going to be getting paid $3 an hour. Anyway, memories, hard work. Yes, writing is hard, but also being a test for a Tron Deadly Disc, I believe, would be a little bit more difficult. Let's get some inspiration real quick. Let's play this game one more time. I almost got something to at least feel like I got something. I don't know what that means. I can BS myself. I can make myself believe I created today. And once I'm done with this day, I wish that's one thing that's a little upsetting, I have to say. I wish the return disc wouldn't go right through them. But I understand the game mechanics. It'd be cool if you could boomerang it. But if it comes back, yeah, it just goes right through them. The only way you really can take them out is by doing a direct hit. It bounces off walls, yo. I mean, it's kind of fun. I didn't have this game when I was younger, but I'd play this a lot. Absolutely. Find some way to make up a story like I am now. Wouldn't be as interesting because I didn't have that many life experiences. And it was probably, everyone's interesting. It's just whoever can tell the better story, make other people believe you are. From the dome above, Tron watches through the glass dome. Through the large glass dome. Oh, it'd be I think it's going to be kind of messed up. Tron weeps, seeing his creation birth. Yes. And that's the end, man. Because he loses everybody else. And maybe I don't like the deadly disc part. I've already attached that to the thing that getting created, so I don't have to. It'd be nice if someone died. It'd be nice if someone died. To further emphasize that the creating killing machines is going to kill somebody. I mean, shocking, I know. Create a device to kill another person, and guess what's going to happen? Manifest destiny? I don't know. No, just human nature. Animal nature. I think we put ourselves on these pedestals and act like we're superior. Just better at bullshit is all. Definitely not more superior than dogs. So Tron weeps, talking about animals. Let's talk about this human called Tron, this fictional human with 32 minutes left in this game. With some story I think I could read and doesn't feel like I'm going to hate myself, feel like I failed in life. Maybe. The day is never ending. Through the large glass dome, Tron watches a blue-suited soldier step into the rectangle room from below. 2 nano doors open, so we can show some tech. Nano doors slither open. Glowing red light. Three yellow-suited soldiers enter, holding yellow discs, yellow deadly discs. Let's have Tron watches, blah, 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 blue-suited soldier holding a deadly disc, grasping. Oh man, I went present tense. Step into the purple. Winced. Okay, changing it there. They put on hoods and heads. Well, they guided through halls and upstairs into a dark room with the blue glowing illuminate. Just illuminated from the large glass dome in the center of the room. Through the large glass dome, Tron watches as a blue-suited soldier armed with the deadly disc steps into the stepped. Let's throw that past tense. Watched Blue suited soldier armed with the deadly disc stepped into the purple rectangle room below. And then period. In the rectangle and the blue rectangle room below. 2 nano doors open. A buzzer beeps. The soldiers, the yellow soldiers, the blue soldier throws their deadly disc, hitting a yellow soldier. And causes their body let's just say their body dissipates, blows away like dust, turns to dust. It's like turns to dust and to dust in water, and returns to the blue soldier. The yellow and blue, the blue soldier deadly disc hits the other 2 soldiers. Let's just write this out as their discs fly past. Hit and ricochet, I don't know how, and bounce off their body armor and the walls and travel back to the yellow soldiers. Deadly discs. And let's just make it about the deadly discs, and then we can have Tron weep. To see the creation, and everything else doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, it's twisted, but people are this way every day. In little ways. So the blue soldier's deadly disc hits another 2 soldiers as their discs hit and bounce off their body, off the blue soldiers as the yellow discs, as their yellow disc. Let's make sure I got color coded right. The blue soldier's blue deadly disc hits the other 2 yellow soldiers. I just got to keep the colors because that's a dominant thing in this game. Other 2, the yellow soldiers, the 2 yellow soldiers, as the yellow soldiers' yellow discs hit and bounce off the blue soldier's body armor. Wow. And then the walls and traveled to the yellow soldiers. Okay, hitted through. I got words. Beeps, man. I just went present tense. That's such a bad habit. Well, I mean, not a bad habit. It's just a habit. Suited through. Let's get past tense. Through their deadly disc, hitting those yellow soldier in their body. Let's put a comma here. And their body turns to dust. Dusted and water. And the yellow disc and the blue disc return to the blue soldier. Dust and water and bounced off walls. And the blue disc bounced off walls and returned to the blue soldier. The blue soldier's deadly disc hit the two yellow soldiers. The yellow soldier's deadly discs hit and bounced off the blue soldier's body armor and the walls and traveled to the yellow soldiers. Okay, so I have mechanics. I'm not going to explain the doors. I don't think they really fit into the story at this point. I don't want to have to sit there and think about the R&D of why the walls exist. This is a defense corporation. They are advanced. I think I'd give this impression of sci-fi, which I want. Got to throw nanos in there, just a handful of nanos, and you're going to be the sci-fi writer. That or AI. Nanos, AI, dimensions are good too these days. You know, you can't just live in one. You got to have multiple. You'll succeed in one of them. During infinity, dimensions, everything will happen. We're just experiencing this happening right now. Deadly discs. Deadly discs kill and bounce off walls as more yellow soldiers and gray soldiers and yellow battle dogs enter the room. The disc hits wall after wall and giving Tron filling like I'm filling Tron with pride. Like a proud father. Married to an idea. Working an idea that exists. Okay, I think that's the story. I don't want to spend too yeah, I mean, as long as this is all past tense, I guess. Disc killed, and bounced off walls. Hit wall after wall, filling Tron with pride. Like a proud father married to an idea that existed. Tron wept, seeing his creation birth. Sure, I realize there's that irony. Maybe there's irony in this. I'd argue there might be. Where someone creates something called Deadly Disc and finds the life in it. Finds like they created life or something when they created something that takes away creation or life. Would that be irony? Who knows? Depends on the dictionary, I suppose, or the person that wants to believe that they know the definition of it and can convince many others of the same thing. But enough talk about definitions and words. I think this story, I'm going to play this game one last time. I'm going to turn up the sounds just a little bit. I don't know. I want to see. Am I turning? Oh, there we go. Okay, so I've got it pointed right. We have it at volume 12 now. I don't know if the sounds will get captured. So that would be the beep sound that starts the game. That's fantastic. Whoa, every time I get hit. It sounds like Berserk. And guess who didn't make Berserk? M Network. I think it's Mattel. Mattel made this. I believe that's what M Network stands for. If I'm even properly citing M Network. Boom, I'm dead. All right, one more. And then I'm going to read the story aloud. I want to get the game on. It bounces off walls. Oh man, I got angles too. I like how it comes right back. It is, the physics of this is a little bit off. It's not pool, it's deadly disc, so they can bounce right back at unreasonable angles. Switch that door. I wonder if I can do it when it's... No, when I've read it, I don't think so. I don't know. I'm overthinking this. It's like, yeah. But the hitting sounds new. I haven't heard this sound. Like, oh, now I'm red. Now I'm red. Oh. Almost. Man, I'm getting lucky. But I'm also not hitting anything. There we go. Deadly disc. Wow, I'm orange. I feel like I've got hit more often. There we go. All right. Well, that was Deadly Disc. Tron Deadly Discs. Discs, plural. All right, let's read this story. I don't know how this turned out. It turned out a way that fate, the dice, and my mind and time allowed, I suppose. For today's video game flash fiction story, a story called Tron Deadly Discs. Tron Deadly Discs. Tron thought of the deadly disc while playing Ultimate Frisbee and enraged after a shoulder slam from the other team, inspiring Tron to throw their Frisbee at the head of the other team's captain. The team captain ducked and shouted, "That's a deadly disc!" After shouts and threats between both teams ended with police and an assault charge and the arrest of Tron, Tron sat in the jail cell solitude and imagined a disc able to kill and return like a boomerang. Tron's wife spent their savings on bail money and restitution for the stitches for the opposing captain's head. Tron's wife pointed at their baby sitting messy in a high chair and said, "We can't afford recreation, much less money to create your deadly discs." Tron's mind continued to create the schema and features of the deadly discs while baby Patrick napped or fed. Tron researched cost and materials while Patrick played recreation soccer at age 7. He sketched on napkins lists of the materials and product costs, researched and discussed during late-night chats after working all day as a contractor at the Defense Department, while early teen Patrick rejected sports and claimed himself a poet. During date night with his wife, Tron calculated materials, labor, and time to market of the deadly disc. During Patrick's graduation from high school, Tron talked on the phone with the weapons manufacturer Morton Boeing about the deadly disc. Tron's wife finalized the divorce after he signed the development contract with Morton Boeing to develop the deadly disc. Tron's son disowned Tron after graduating high school and before Tron's deadly disc demonstration at Morton Boeing War Lab in the Arizona desert. The road to the Morton Boeing War Lab rattled and bumped the carload of executives in the War Division and a U.S. Senator of Arizona, who sponsored the bill that contained the funding to develop the deadly discs. Tron, the executives, and the senator winced once the security chips clipped to their skin. They complained by saying, "No way in hell am I putting on a hood." They put on hoods and headphones while they were guided through halls and upstairs into a dark room with a blue glowing illuminated glass from the large glass dome in the center of the room. Through the large glass dome, Tron watched as a blue-suited soldier armed with the deadly disc stepped into the purple rectangle room below. In the blue rectangle room below, 2 nano doors slithered open, glowing red. 3 yellow-suited soldiers entered, holding yellow deadly discs. A buzzer beeped. The soldier's blue deadly disc hit the 2 yellow soldiers as the yellow soldiers' yellow discs hit and bounced off the blue soldier's body armor and the walls and traveled to the yellow soldiers. Deadly discs killed and bounced off walls as more yellow soldiers and gray soldiers and yellow battle dogs entered the room. The discs hit wall after wall, filling Tron with pride like a proud father married to an idea that exists. Tron wept seeing his creation birth. That was a video game flash fiction for today. Inspired by an Atari 2600 game called Tron Deadly Discs. As is the process, let's go ahead and add this to my digital memory, along with the transcript soon that I'm talking out loud right now, to show the creation, to maybe create something that doesn't show death all the time. But sometimes you need the stories. Let's make some notes by the game Tron Deadly Discs. And game off. And now it's time to stop gaming and maybe go create something else. Enjoy the life. It doesn't last that long.